Die Mannschaft, because Germany are going on to the quarterfinals. And yes, there is controversy here. And now I am jumping on Klinton Cod's bandwagon because he has been very open about the offsides that have been called, especially for one Romelu Lukaku. But the offside that was called against Denmark yesterday was a hair. It was a toenail. And I start to wonder about the calls made in this game not because they were necessarily wrong. If this is the rule, then they're offside. But are we ruining the game? So as you can see from the graphic here, it's, is this really an advantage for the player? He is not far enough from the defender, in my opinion. I just think it's becoming comical. And then what did we see after the offside goal was taken back? 30 seconds later, for an unintentional handball in the box of Denmark, they were given a penalty.
Listen, when I saw these things happen yesterday, when I see people like Ronaldinho coming to say, I understand it's a whole different context, right? But obviously, maybe he was doing all of that for clout chasing. I don't know what it is, right? But I'm not getting to that Ronaldinho level when I'm beginning to be tired of where football is going to. Why would you call that why do you even have to go check VAR for that in the first place? What is going on? And then when you look at that handball, it's becoming so cruel. It's becoming to make me feel like this game of football is probably going to lack the juice that is had from the past, from when we used to enjoy football. Yeah. These things going on currently, yeah. Now they score a goal. Do you know even me as a viewer? Do you know what comes to my head? It's like I don't want to celebrate just yet. I want it to go to VAR first. Now, they've killed that initial happiness that comes in when a beautiful goal has just been scored. I understand there are situations where VAR must come in place. But in these kind of situations, though, come on.
I lean, and I feel like I might be being a bit too pedantic here, but...
I know what you're going to say because you are a judge. You should be working in a law court. It's not what... I know what he's going to tell... I know what he's going to say.
Rules are the rules.
Yes. That's what he's going to tell you. I would have done something, blah, blah, but the rule is the rule. Alex, just confirm what I'm about to say. Go on, just tell them.
So, do you want me to give you the bow tie?
Imagine. One day you'll have to. Maybe on the last day you'll wear a bow tie.
So, the rules are the rules, as Klinton said. There is, as you said, a hair in it. There's a toe, maybe like an inch difference between the foot. I think there's two sides to it. You look at it plainly like that, it's offside. The rules say that is offside. The goal shouldn't stand. But I do very much agree with what the Denmark manager said, Schulman. How can you tell to a pinpoint that when the ball left the player's foot to send the ball over to the forward, how can you tell that that's exactly the position where his foot was? The ball gets played forward, and obviously you pause play, but there's a fraction of difference between maybe the lace contacting the ball and it going forward, and maybe if you drag it back 2 frames, his foot's not putting him in an offside position. I feel like you can't be so exact, and when it's coming down to margins like that, I feel like the rule should be he's not gaining anything.
It's not advantageous.
He's not putting himself in a position where the defender's going, I'm not going to catch him now. He's miles ahead of me. This is where you've got to look at the rules and be sensible about it and say, I know you want to be exact, and we've seen it work in sports like cricket, where it does come down to those inches and those centimetres, but you've got to look at it from a sensible point of view and say that is not giving him an advantage, and you've got to make the rules state it in a way that if the player is gaining an unfair advantage, like it used to be, it is offside. But in this case, I feel like the rules need to change.
Let's quickly jump to Denmark's manager, Kasper Højlund. Wow. Should I try that again?
That gives water. Sometimes there are some things you need to pronounce. You either need water or you need alcohol. There are different stages, right?
Hjulmand, I'm so sorry. I really just lost all sense of speaking. Kasper Højlund.
Hjulmand.
It's not happening, guys. Let's see what Denmark's manager had to say after this match.
It was decided by 2 VAR decisions. I have the photo here. It was 1 centimeter. In terms of statistics and data, it doesn't make sense. This is not how we're supposed to be using VAR. It's 1 centimeter. And after a few minutes, there was a penalty. I'm so tired of the ridiculous handball rules. We cannot require our defenders to be running with the arms like this. It's not natural. Joachim was running normally. It's a normal situation. He jumped up and was hit from 1 meter. I rarely talk about these decisions, but it was very decisive for this game.
Well, what makes me feel better about that is that our producers also messed up Kasper Højlund's first name, so I don't feel as bad about it now. My apologies, Kasper. But Mao, I saw you nodding your head, and I completely agree with the handball decision that we also kind of talked about, in that after this, offside call was made, moments later, there was an unintentional handball. And he talks about, you can't run with your hands beside yourself. Also, are we not saying that the rule is, if it's unintentional, it shouldn't be called?
Yeah, but the thing with VAR is they just tend to check every single decision, and it's getting annoying and annoying. It slows the game down. Everyone doesn't want to play the game again because of VAR. Look, a centimeter offside. 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, a handball decision. Come on, man. Who wants to play? No one wants to play like this. I'm a neutral. I don't want to watch that. No one wants to watch it. Denmark, they were here to play football, and they really gave the Germans a run for their money. But then at the end of the day, you get decisions like this, and game over.
Yeah.
So for me, honestly, VAR it has ruined the game. It has ruined the joy of watching football, petty decisions, and all that. So honestly, it's a terrible decision to bring VAR into football, honestly.